Hi everyone, this is Lorraine. So tomorrow in the United States is Thanksgiving. The Canadians, my fellow friends from up north, they celebrate Thanksgiving as well. I'm not sure if it's the same type of dishes or anything, but it's the same idea. It's basically a harvest, like giving thanks for a good harvest. That's like the basis of the holiday, is to give thanks to God, theoretically, for the good harvest of vegetables and everything that it bring that season, and good health. And now, and then also, you know, when we were in elementary school, you learn about, you know, the Pilgrims coming together with the Native Americans. Very important. But in America now, it's just kind of friends and family come together and have meals, very, very large meals. In the United States is very large because you know how us Americans like to do it. We do everything big. So we come together with really large meals, and we kind of just have like a little, it's just a good holiday to get together with friends and family, really, more than anything. And I like it. It's just a good reason to get together. So tomorrow, my husband and I are going to go over to my parents' house. My brother's in town. So we're going to have, you know, dinner there. And my dad is making the turkey. He's making the mashed potatoes. He's making the gravy. And if you think about all the Thanksgiving stuff, it's very brown, like white and brown, like white, brown. And I'm really not a fan of all that food, and I've never really been that big of a fan of the food on Thanksgiving, but the things that I do like, which I wanted to talk about, my favorite dishes, are green bean casserole and candied yams. So, green bean casserole and candied yams. In preparation for Thanksgiving, last night I actually, see all my ingredients back there, I made these things to make sure that I'm going to be successful at the things that I'm making for Thanksgiving and bringing with us. First of all, I made green bean casserole. I'm going to show you real quick how I made it. 2 tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, in a skillet on medium heat, mixed together until smooth. 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon sugar, salt and sugar added, 1 onion diced, add onion to the mixture as well, 1 cup of sour cream, 3 14.5-ounce cans of green beans French style cut, and we're going to coat these. I greased my container. A casserole dish would be much prettier, but I used this buttery pan. Green bean mixture. Take the crackers and crunch them. I used a whole package of crackers. A tablespoon or 2 of melted butter and mix with the crackers. Sprinkle a layer of cheddar cheese. Add the breadcrumbs and bake at 350 and the green bean casserole is complete. Now, from that recipe, I will link all the recipes I used down below from the sources that I got them from. From that recipe, it was good, but I'm going to actually use real green beans, not like I'm going to use uncanned green beans, fresh green beans. And I'm going to use half an onion because 1 whole onion was way too much. Recipe didn't really clarify like the size of the onion, and I just used a whole onion like it said, and it was just far too much. So I'm going to use half an onion tomorrow. Brian also suggested mushrooms, but my dad is not a fan of mushrooms, so we're going to, you know, take into consideration what other people like as well. There's also the traditional green bean casserole. If you aren't familiar with green bean casserole, it's just like, you know, like a creamy covered green beans, covered green beans with a crispy top. It's awesome. Brian this morning went to the grocery store and I told him, why don't you just get the traditional way to make it? So you use a can of Campbell's cream of mushroom soup and some other like minor things in there mixed with the green beans, and then you put French's crispy onions on top. If you buy French's crispy little onions, it has the recipe right on there. So yeah, I made those. I know how I'm going to make them again, I might do both. I don't know. The other dish that I really, really love is sweet potatoes, candied yams. So I made those, and I'm going to show you real quick how I made them. So far I took an 8x8 container, sprayed it with Pam that has butter flavor involved, because I heard George Clooney one time say he made Thanksgiving for this first time, and adding extra butter to everything made everything better. And then I drained the can, the Bruce's yams, and then I placed them in here after I drained them, and I'm kind of just smashing them a little bit. 1/2 a stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup. Chopped and distributed. 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I use dark, and I'm going to sprinkle that all over the top. Sprinkled all over the top. 1.5 cups of marshmallows. 1.5 cups is just not enough, so you just cover it until it covers it completely. Marshmallows covering the entire top. And I topped it with a little brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. Cover and bake for 25 minutes at 400 degrees, but the last 5 minutes, take off the foil, and surprise! The things that I'm going to differ from that is I'm going to actually take a graham cracker crumb crust on the bottom, 1 3/4 cups graham cracker crumbs, 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 stick of butter, which will be melted, mixed, pushed into the bottom of a pan. Then I'm going to use fresh sweet potatoes, whip them kind of like a mashed potato, and then do everything else exactly the same. But I'll show you how I make the crust, because I made a really excellent pumpkin cheesecake, which I made the crust for, and I will put the recipe for that in the current boobies video today. So if you want to go see that, you can see that. But I'm also, there are other things I like cranberry sauce. I made cranberry sauce, so I'll show that in that video too. I decided I really like cornbread, so I'm going to make cornbread. I'm just experimenting. So I would love to know below your favorite Thanksgiving dishes. And maybe you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, because I know I have people that are subscribed to me and watch me from all over the world, which is pretty cool. But there are other holidays that in the United States we don't celebrate. Maybe don't celebrate holidays at all, but maybe some kind of tradition, and what your favorite, like candied yams and green bean casserole are typically things that you really only have at Thanksgiving. I think green bean casserole you have at Christmas also. But what is a traditional dish that you like that I would just really be interested? Maybe like a holiday that you have in your country that you really enjoy celebrating. Let me know below, because I would love to know more about you and more about the people that are watching me. But that's about it for now. So I hope you all have a very good holiday, and if you don't celebrate it, I hope you have a great weekend. Goodbye.